It had all the marks of a military funeral.
Just being here in the cemetery, it just kind of floors you. You know, it's like, that's patriotism.
And it took a community effort.
We had 6 pickup trucks loaded with 72 flags each, and every truck had a different area along the route of the funeral home we'll be bringing Mr. Brown back to.
But this funeral was decades in the making. On December 7th, 1941, Arcola native electrician's mate 3rd class Charles Brown was killed in the Pearl Harbor attack. His remains could not be identified.
My grandmother, before she was deceased, contributed DNA samples to help get Charles identified. So this has been going on in our family for over 2 decades at least.
But in recent years, military personnel worked to change that.
He was buried as part of the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific out in Hawaii. And then through the Department of Defense program, they've identified his remains, and so he's being buried here today.
On Saturday morning, Brown was finally laid to rest in his hometown.
It's different in that it gets full military honors, so you'll have an admiral or a general when they do full military honors. You'll have a firing party that'll do a 3-volley gun salute.
Ready! Aim! Fire!
It's a pretty good honor. It's history in this little town, and people need to learn about this.
We never leave any sailor, any soldier, anyone behind.
He's surrounded by family members here, and this is where he belongs after 82 years.
In Arcola, I'm Matt Williamson for WEIU Newswatch.
Friday and Saturday, members of the Amish community around Arthur demonstrated pioneer skills and crafts, some 140 years old. That included threshing, blacksmithing, and pressing apple cider. Although Amish sensibilities meant we couldn't film community members' faces, those community members were happy to demonstrate the craftsmanship on which they thrive.
There's a lot of people got involved. The Amish community really gets involved in this event, and they just bring things in they want to demonstrate. It's a great event.
That event is called Harvest a Home, and it's hosted by the Illinois Amish Heritage Center. People were invited to observe the technologies Amish use, try out fresh foods, and chat with the locals. The center, which includes historic Amish buildings, offers educational events throughout the year.
There are a lot of people that are curious about the Amish. The Amish stand out. They look different. They live a simpler life. They drive horses and buggies. They don't have cars. They don't have electricity. People are curious and have been coming into this county for many years to learn about the Amish. We've not had a place where they can come and learn specifically.
The message here at the Illinois Amish Heritage Center could not be more clear. Much more than a life without electricity, this is a message of community, of faith, and of the relationships we sorely miss in an increasingly digital age.
I hope they can take away that there are alternative lifestyles that work. Amish are very content in their lives, and they feel sorry for all of the complications of modernity that the rest of society faces.
Center organizers hope sharing that way of life will draw more visitors here as their efforts grow. In Arthur, I'm Ethan Vine for WEIU Newswatch.
I heard the noise. It sounded like someone was bombing us, and I thought, oh, surely we're not being bombed,
Linda Carroll and her husband looked outside to see smoke and flames engulfing the building just down the street from their home.
Wow. So this is it right here?
Yeah.
That's it, right there. You are so close.
Yeah. Little fireman came to the door and said we needed to go because these tanks were exploding and they could come right through the roof.
Newswatch was on the scene last night where retired firefighter Mike Romine told us what he saw.
So pretty much when I got here, it looked like the building was on the ground.
What we're looking at right now is what remains of last night's fire. And though the damage is significant, Mattoon Fire Chief Jeff Hilligoss says everyone left with the most important thing, their lives.
Thank goodness, somebody was watching over us. Super proud of them.
ILMO Products is a welding supply company, and Hilligoss says they carried several gas tanks, including anhydrous ammonia.
What could the potential damage have looked like?
based on the amount of gas that was available here?
A whole lot worse. This facility used to be in town, where if this fire would have occurred while they were in town, would have been completely different.
Newswatch saw the state fire marshal at the scene today investigating, and when we asked if they've determined a cause for the fire, Hilligoss told us,
No, it's still under investigation. We're still collecting different, camera views from different facilities around.
My name is Nancy Boyer. I am a grandmother. Actually, I'm a great-grandmother now of 3 little boys, and I am a breast cancer survivor.
For Nancy, a routine mammogram at 65 changed everything.
Whenever they tell you cancer, you tend to think, oh my gosh, I might die. I wasn't surprised at this because my mother had breast cancer twice, but I was disappointed and saddened, certainly.
Nancy says her battle with stage 1 breast cancer was a big test, and she has the scars to prove it.
One of the things they did was they tattoo you, and so I have 5 little dots of tattoo on my chest and side, and I think maybe those hurt more than anything because they did it with a little gun and it just, they popped it and it was like, oh, ow, that kind of hurt.
It's that spirit that kept her going.
I think I realized that you do persevere through physical challenges. You can come out of it better than you went into it anyway.
After 21 radiation sessions and overcoming her cancer, Nancy wanted to give back by helping other women through their own recovery.
This is called a knitted knocker. Now, I don't knit as much as I crochet, and I really like to crochet, but this is a prosthesis, and for those who need it, you would just insert it in one side of your bra.
As for Nancy's message to others going through breast cancer, stay hopeful and stay connected.
Yesterday I saw a lady in the lab at the hospital and she had some pink spray in her hair. She was a breast cancer survivor also. And so, you get to share your experience with other people. You want to remain positive because that's what helps get you through it. Things are changing all the time medically, and I am hopeful that there will be a cure for breast cancer in the future.
When you think of sports, basketball or baseball might come to mind, but others prefer competing on the range. The Lakeland Clay Target shooting team is entering its 3rd season. Head coach Josh Folk knows the sport is unlike anything else.
It's very inclusive. It's very open to everybody. I've been at trap shoots where I've seen competitors in wheelchair shooting and ones that maybe an amputee shooting. So it's open to everybody.
Colin Hewing is a freshman, and he says it's a sport you can play no matter how physically athletic you are.
Well, I didn't like running. I'm like, what am I going to do during high school? Then shooting came up, oh. And I started getting good at it, and then I got a scholarship.
Also on the team, Ellie Hagan. And she says these competitors prioritize gun safety.
We've seen it all over the media and stuff that kids don't know, but I'll tell you, doing this sport, we firsthand know how, and that's the moment you start the sport. When you're really young, they teach you and they pry on you all the time. Gun safety, gun safety.
For freshman Madeline Coates, the sport helped build relationships reaching far beyond the range.
I lived 45 minutes from my grandparents. I was always closer to my mom's parents just because they lived right next door to us pretty much. But it really gave me the opportunity to get to see them more often, and they would come to all of our events and everything, and so I really got to have a better relationship with my grandparents through that.
It's very fun. When you have a good team chemistry that everybody is working for the same goal.
In Effingham, I'm Andrew Spade for WEIU Newswatch.